Hi, this is Jim, and I'm the New Hampshire rock guy, and we're out on another one of my mining adventures. Wow, look at this spar here. It's just falling out of the mine walls, and there's so much more to see. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Peel all 6 sides of the tourmaline crystal. What would be west into the Connecticut River Valley and the mountains of Vermont.
World-class beryl crystals, both aquamarine and golden.
If you look hard enough, you'll find something it's facing.
Yeah. Get ready for a fantastic journey of this incredible mine. Greetings, Jim Pecora once again, Mica Mine Schoolhouse, my Museum of Mines and Mining here in Alstead, New Hampshire. And we're on site of the museum, it's just behind us. And we are going to be talking about the Hallows of Southwestern New Hampshire. And the Hallows of Southwestern New Hampshire is an entire geographic region that we're putting together in a common way for a regional chamber of commerce. But the heart and soul of the Hallows is right here under our feet. We are standing on subterranean tunnels that were mined in the 1940s during World War II. And the document that the government put out is called Pegmatite Investigations, 1942 to 45, just New England. And if you see this document, the back here was a series of maps. They're no longer attached to the text here, but I have the map. We've laminated most of them, and I have the map for the mine behind us. And what I want to explain is how the mining operation took place. You see the wall behind us, and if I put this in the right orientation, you're looking at this portion right here. Up on the top of that knoll was a wench house, and straight down the face at a pretty good steep angle, say maybe 45 degrees, I don't know what the exact angle was, were telephone poles, skidded telephone poles with, again, much like a half of a 275-gallon oil tank cut in half that was attached to the wench, and it would slide down into the mine, which goes 4 levels below us on this angle. So it goes down under the road, and the first level of mining was literally right in line with this road. And we see cars driving over it right now. These tunnels have been here for decades. So they went south down the road, north up the road, level 1. Then they went down another 15 to 20 feet, and level 2 went down the road, up the road. Level 3 is underneath our feet for sure, level 2 or 3. And then it went behind us down to a 4th level. So again, another subterranean mine. This was the most successful World War II mica mine for the U.S. government in this region, meaning it produced the highest quality mica. Just the small books that are still left in the discard piles are amazing, and the mica there is known as ruby red mica. It was the highest grade the government looked for. Many mines will have some mica of ruby red quality, but it just means a very high quality and caliber of mica, and it looks beautiful on edge, and you can see those examples when you come to the museum. So again, a very historic mine called the Blister, B-L-I-S-T-E-R, Blister mine, and the name came about because the miners would ride those grease skids and inside the 275 down into the 2nd, 3rd, 4th levels, and they would get down in a blister. That's where it came from. We're continuing our story about the Hallows of Southwestern New Hampshire, and we're at the site of the 2nd hollow tunnels beneath the roads that we drive every day. Behind me you see this beautiful expansive quarry. This is the nation's 2nd oldest mica mine. The mine started on 2 different sides of the road that connected Gilsum to the town of Gilsum to East Alstead or Lake Warren. And there was the Davis mine on the far side of the road, which would be the far side of this quarry, and the Rhoda mine on this side. The pegmatite that they were mining was so rich that the town had to move the road behind us now, which is why there's a big bend in the road. Most people don't know that. So the original road would have gone right through the center of this quarry. But we're going to go out and film real briefly at the side of the street and talk about what we know are subterranean tunnels, and what we don't know is how far they go. We're here on the side of Gilsum Mine Road, Once again, currently connecting Lake Warren behind us, the town of Gilsum, just about 2.5 miles ahead of us. And this road is the new road. And in 1942, in that document, the pegmatite investigations of 42 to 45, there's a map of this mine. And just wait till this car passes. The map shows that in 1942, 43, when they did the mapping, that the underground tunnels, maybe 1 to 2, 300 feet beneath us, were already progressing underneath this road. They mined for another 17 years in that direction. So we don't really know how hollow it is beneath this. It's all water filled now. The roads are perfectly safe, but it's just, again, why we call this the heart of the Hallows of Southwestern New Hampshire. And we've got one more really cool story coming up at the next mine we hit. So here we are again on the continuation of Gilsum Mine Road, but going straight it turns into Corbin Road. And we're out on Corbin Road, which is a dirt road, again covering the Hallows of Southwestern New Hampshire. We're on the site of what was officially the Lyman mine, and across the street from us is the Fitzgibbons mine. Now these mines got confused in their naming, and some of the maps of the Alsted mines will show Lyman on that side, Fitzgibbons here, and I think this is where the confusion came from. You see these pits that are behind me. There was a government document that talked about access being granted from this mine to go down into this shaft, shaft, and a tunnel under the road and mine the Fitzgibbons mica, very high quality mica, that's way beneath the surface. So this is amazing, some of these terms. In the government document for the contract for doing this, they had to get the town's permission to tunnel under the road. So they got the town's permission that they wouldn't disturb the traffic, that they're going to be many feet below the road. They thought they were going to be 80 feet below here, or below this level, which would probably put us about 80 to 90 feet below the road for that tunnel. So in the contract, they called it dewatering. What else do you do when you take the water out? So there was part of the contract broke down that this had to be dewatered. So they take all the water out. The next process would be demucking. Now, 2 guys had this job. It was a 2 or 3 day job, and they had to go into here and get all the muck off the walls and the floor so that the geologists could come and see the lay of the pegmatite. Well, the muckers didn't show before the geologists. So when the geologists came here, it wasn't demucked. That could have led to the situation I'm about to tell you. So they go down, they dewater it, they find out it's only 35, 40 feet deep, not 80. And that was, interesting fact number 1. So if you're only 30, 45 feet down, I would think that somebody could stand up here and maybe communicate to the guys down there, tunnel this way, you'll go under the road. How that didn't happen? Does this go on an angle so that somebody up here couldn't point the direction? Anyway, they tunneled in that direction, parallel to the road, and called it an unsuccessful attempt to find the mica, and they stopped the contract halfway through. They went the wrong direction. And so then they shot an exploratory small shaft that went maybe under the road to find out if there was a really rich mica deposit there. But anyway, so this is the botched hollows because the main tunnel never did make it under the road. They were not supposed to mine on the Lyman property, and all they did was tunnel on the Lyman property. So here we are on Corbin Road itself. Again, the Fitzgibbon mine, these were old mica mines, very successful mica mines, is right on this side of the road for about 100 yards. And the Lyman mine is on this side of the road. And they were mining the same vein of mica. So the mica would be beneath this road. And again, this Lyman mine goes off for about 100 yards in that direction. So very successful mica mines. And there's an interesting story about the owner, Lyman, who, because the mine was right on the side of the road, people would steal the mica. Somebody would steal the mica. And he got really upset about this, so he booby-trapped, supposedly, I don't know if this is an urban myth or true, I believe it's true because of what happened. He booby-trapped his mine with dynamite to, I guess, affect the people that were coming, but he tripped his own dynamite and blew his leg off and had to live with a peg leg the rest of his life. And he lived right down in Alsted next to the Alsted post office. So another interesting tidbit about mining mishap here, self-inflicted. This is one of the old mining trucks, and Dale Johnson told us in an earlier video about the trucking company that was run out of Gilsum, and this brand is called Sterling. And the Sterling trucks were a chain drive, so there was literally like a chain that you might see a chain drive on a motorcycle. That's what drove these trucks. So it had very with a full load of feldspar, it had very good braking abilities going down a steep hill, because that chain could be used to keep the truck instead of using your actual brakes. But what the drivers would do is they would remove the door, because if that chain broke, there was no way that they were staying with the truck. They were going to bail out. So there's matter of fact, there's even a story of one of the drivers driving for months without brakes because of the chain drive of the Sterling trucks. So this was a real workhorse, and I'm just so pleased that we're able to still see some of these around here in the area. You see this beautiful wood flooring that goes right through the truck as well. And these are at Ralph Balla's in Ackworth. We're in South Ackworth, and Ralph has 3 of these Sterling trucks out here along the side of the road, as well as many other beautiful old antique trucks in his collection.